Everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today we are talking budget. It has been a long time since I gave you a budget update. The last budget update I gave you was March. I'm going to go ahead and combine April and May into one video because it's kind of the same old thing that's going on. April was a really good month, and then we'll talk about May, which was a disaster month. April was really good. We ended up saving the goal amount that we want to save. I have a set goal each month that I want to hit, and we hit that actually in excess of $514.67. So I had my goal number and then I had the extra $500, which was great. I was really happy with where we were in April. And then May is a completely different story. We did not hit our goal, not even close. And it was because of two major things that happened, both involving our vacation. So we ended up paying for the second half of our rental. We paid it in 2 installments. That's just how it happens at this realty company. We rented a house on the beach. That was just part of the expense. The other major part of the expense was getting our flights. But these flights were not cheap. We are flying into a smaller airport. So like usually you can get really good Austin flights to other big airports, but the big airports were nowhere near the beach that we're going to. And so we had to fly into a smaller airport. Therefore the flights were big money. That was a lot more than we had anticipated to spend. We had a set budget in our sinking funds, which was $3,000. We ended up spending more like $4,000 altogether. A lot of that came out the month of May. So it was a really big, painful hit. It was more than the sinking funds we had planned on having. And so we just did not hit that goal number. And that's okay. 1 month is okay to not hit it. We spent about $3,200 towards this vacation out of the month of May. Another part of the vacation that we hadn't planned out very well was the car situation. So we ended up needing to rent a car because we're going to go visit Johnny's grandparents who also live in North Carolina. So we need a car to be able to go from, airport to their house to beach to back to airport. And so we decided to just rent a car. That was another added expense. That was like a really small portion of that $3,200. The main portion was the flights. They were just a lot more than I had thought. In the grand scheme of things, it all will work out in the end, but for the month of May, it was just not hitting our goals. That was the downside, is we didn't hit that goal for May. So anyway, let's talk some numbers. I've got my notes here, so if I'm looking down, I'm looking at notes on my phone. So going back to like the numbers part of it. So in April, we saved the goal amount plus the $514.57. And then going to look in that, we were a touch over on a couple of things. It all added up to about $60. We were only over in 2 categories for April. So one of them was eating out. We were over by $37.95, and that's not that big of a deal. In the household budget, we were over by $23.79, both of which, it's like $60. It's not a big deal. So we were really on track for that month. We had a really good excess cushion that month from the goal number, and I was really happy with where April went. And then May, there were things that I did. Even though knowing the vacation stuff was coming out, there were things I did in the month of May that I was like, oh, looking back, I could have definitely lessened the blow on our goal number by doing a couple of things, but I kind of went overboard on a couple of things that I will talk about here. So for May, we went way over on groceries. I went to Trader Joe's and I'm like sweeping things into the cart, just a ton of things. We got $300 of stuff at Trader Joe's, and we were over on our grocery budget by $309.09. So it's basically that Trader Joe's run that put us way over for the groceries for the month. And so I will rein it in next time I go to Trader Joe's and not just blow our grocery budget. That was a big hit to the budget as well. We were a little bit over on household. I spent $68.11 over our household budget, and that was for 2 main things in that. I went ahead and got the IKEA furniture. I spent $200 and something on the IKEA furniture. I'm really glad I finally did that. I've been wanting to invite one of my friends over. She's a girl that lives in the neighborhood who also scrapbooks, and she's actually coming over tonight, and we're going to try to get together and scrapbook, and I'm really excited about that. But it's been like months since she and I had started talking about this, and I've been putting off getting this furniture because it is, it is a big portion of that household budget. But I was just like, dang it, in May, I'm doing this. I'm going to have my friend come over. We're going to have some fun getting scrappy. I just needed more space for both of us to be in here, and I'm super duper excited about that. I'm really excited for her to come over this evening for us to scrapbook. So that was an expense that I thought about putting off because I knew some big things were coming out in May. I really decided to just do it. So no regrets on that. But then like a week after I bought the IKEA furniture, Olivia's baby monitor died. And so those are the kind of things that are gonna happen. You're gonna have these expenses, and I didn't pull it out of the emergency fund because obviously we could handle it this month. You know, that's not an emergency when you have to buy something in that realm of things. It can totally come out of our monthly budget, and we can just take that little bit out. And it did kind of fit in that household budget. Like I said, we only went over by basically 70 bucks. So it's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, but that thing was almost 200 bucks. So that was a big part of the expenses too. I think I have $400 for the household budget. So if you add about $200 for the IKEA furniture, about $200 for the monitor, that didn't leave a whole lot of wiggle room for other little household things here and there. One thing I learned that I'm going to try to do in the future is not buy the wants at the beginning of the month, just in case those unexpected things come up. I really hope to stay on track with that home budget and not do what I've been doing thus far, which is the beginning of the month, I buy the things I've been wanting to buy, and then I just kind of hope for the best. Hope that nothing comes out of the household budget that has to come out, and I need to do it the other way around, where I buy the things we need in the first part of the month, and at the end of the month, assess how much I have left, and then buy the things I've been wanting. I am glad that I bought the IKEA furniture because I had been putting it off. That's one of those things that I had been like, okay, at the end of the month, I don't have an extra $200 to put towards this. And so I finally just did it. I'm glad that I did. And moving forward, I'm going to put those wants at the end of the month versus like the first of the month. I'm ordering stuff and hoping for the best the rest of the month, because things are going to happen. And that's something that I've talked about, gosh, a long time. Even when we found out in Champaign that Johnny's office was closing, we thought he was going to be out of a job. That was a couple of years back. And we have safety nets in place. We have so many months of income in the bank so we can live off of that. Those things are going to happen. And this is a small thing like the baby monitor. I probably could do without a baby monitor. She's 3 years old. But I really like having it, especially to be able to talk back and forth to her while she's in her room during quiet time or in the morning first thing. I can talk back and forth to her. And it's one of those things that I totally could live without. It's not necessarily a need. I feel safer having it. But anyway, things are going to happen, you know, that's a minor thing and it's not that big a deal. Going along with this, I've heard and read a statistic where a lot of people can't cover those kind of expenses. There's like polls that people have taken. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'll link to a video that talks about one of the statistics. But it's basically a lot of families could not handle a $400 emergency, you know, a $400 unexpected bill. I think Jordan Page covers this really well, that you have to have some savings, you have to have a cushion, and if the income's just not cutting it, you know, the income you're having now, you're gonna have to work on cutting expenses. There's only so far down you can cut, and you're gonna have to work on increasing income. Her and her husband have a lot of advice for that, so I'm not gonna even go there. You just have to work towards being able to have a cushion so that you can cover those expenses. And that's one of the reasons why, yes, I have this goal number for our savings account, but I also want to have a cushion in our budget because things are going to happen. Things are going to come up. May was a crazy month because of the vacation expenses, but if we were strapped for cash, there's no way we would be taking a $4,000 vacation. It's just something we would not do, and we have not taken a vacation in a long time. Seems like we went from college to moving to tiny baby to moving again to buying a house, all this stuff, and we haven't had a really good chance to just chill and take a vacation. This is going to be a really good thing for us. Going into my last little bits of notes, we are coming into June. By the time you see this, it'll be like the end of June, but this is our 6th month of budgeting, and I feel like I really got a good handle on things. I've learned a lot along the way, especially, you know, waiting for the household budget wants. Checking the budget, it's just become really second nature for me for things. We do go over in categories here and there, but we're really trying to stick with the savings goal and having the cushion, keeping that in our minds when we're going to spend money. And it's really just helped, and I'm really proud of how much we have saved this year. It's above and beyond the amount that I wanted to save, since we really haven't been on a strict budget before. And so I haven't disconnected from wanting things. I still am wanting a lot of stuff, but I'm having this delayed gratification. I'm not ordering every little thing that I've thought about, oh, this would be really nice to have. I go Amazon, press the order button, and it's done. I have really been more mindful of the things I've purchased, but I've still had that, like, oh, it would be nice to have blah. I look it up on Amazon, I add it to a wish list, and I kind of forget about it for the most part for things. And I still have that, and I haven't gotten rid of that, like wanting to buy stuff thing. And I think that's just been a big habit that's ingrained. And I don't know when that part of it's going away, but I've gotten rid of the impulse of, ooh, it would be nice to have something, I buy it. You know, it's a really easy mindset to get into, and having this budget has gotten me out of that part of the mindset, but I still go to Amazon and add things to wish lists. And I really think this delayed gratification has been good for me, not just for, you know, the budget and the savings amount of things. It's helped me not always be thinking about stuff. I didn't realize how much mindless shopping that I did until we had this budget in place, and it's been really slowly shifting things. I'm slowly, as I'm adding things to wish lists, I'm thinking, can I do without this? Can I make it work without this item? And it's been a really interesting shift for me. I don't know that it's made me necessarily a happier person, but I do think that it's made me a more content person. I'm content with what I already have, and I'm more, I don't know, more grateful for the things that we do have. So anyway, I haven't gotten out of that, ooh, it'd be nice to have such and such mindset, but I think I'm definitely buying a whole lot less. So going forward to June and July, we are going to do like budget light to make up for the difference in our budget goal number that we lost in May due to all the vacation funds coming out. So we're going to kind of rein it in for June and July. Not quite do a spending freeze, but try to be really under budget for things, especially that household budget. Try to eat the stuff in the house. We still have a lot of that Trader Joe's stuff, especially in the freezer. So we need to really work on eating the stuff that we have and planning meals around that. And so I'm hoping that our grocery budget's going to be a little bit light for the next couple of months, and our household budget will be light for the next couple of months to make up for that savings gap that we lost. So I'm going to call it like a mini spending freeze, where we're just going to try to use what we've got, not buy all sorts of stuff, and really rein it in for the month of June and July. On the one hand, we totally could get complacent and be like, oh, well, we just didn't hit our goal for this month, but we more than exceeded the goal for the other months, and just get complacent and be like, okay, we'll start over this new month and it'll be no big deal. But we are really trying to hit that goal number, and I want it to be above the goal number. So we are going to rein it in for June and July and see how much we can save in excess. I really like the idea of basing our future month off of the previous month. So we didn't do so hot in May. We're going to try to do a lot better in June to kind of make up for it, even though we're way ahead of my goal amount overall for the year. So I think that wraps up this budget video. I would like to know how you guys are doing with your budget, how you're sticking to your goals. We are halfway through the year, and I would love to know where you are. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look into our budget. Give me a thumbs up if you like these budget videos, and be sure to subscribe so you can follow me along. I will have a June budget video for you guys probably really soon, because we're about to move into July. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to hearing how you guys are doing in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.